Emasculating men.
Yo, but is it really, or is it just like, are we as men feeling more threatened because like women are becoming more empowered? You know what I mean? Like,
That's a good question.
like are we really being pushed to be more feminine just because they're becoming more masculine?
Like there's an agenda like that is happening these days to like kind of push homosexuality a little bit harder on not only on children but just in general, especially on men specifically.
Yeah, but I feel like push is a strong word,
right.
because it's like, yo, are they really pushing, or are they like looking for representation, right? Like, 'cause I feel like you gotta definitely differentiate between the two. Pushing to me is like how I described the movie Eternals, right? Where like it was a random scene. Like it served the movie no purpose to add a gay character, right?
Right.
To me, that's a push, because it's like you're just sprinkling it in there just for the sake of it, right? Because like that, to me, you could argue, and and someone else could watch the movie and interpret it a different way. That's just my interpretation, right? So like, but like, I think there's like definitely movies where it's been done like more tastefully, and I like, and it don't even notice it, right? Like, oh, there's just two gay people there. Like, but it's like it doesn't like alarm anything in you. It's just it makes sense for the movie to have that, right? So to me, it's like, when you say push, are you sure it's really pushing that you're seeing, or are you just seeing like a more like representation? Like you're just actually seeing it more, right? It's almost like, like when they say like when you like buy a car, like you start seeing that car everywhere. It's like, all right, like, but those cars have been there the whole time, right? But you just never really looked.
No, I wouldn't really say. Honestly, I think it's I do see where people are coming out and feeling like they're more empowered these days to actually like, speak up about their true sexuality. Whereas before, like a lot of people had to kind of mask who they were to fit society standards. I do believe in that, but I do think there's also like an agenda that's being pushed to push homosexuality on males specifically to kind of feminize them. Like we see. Whereas,
but like, do you think they're like? I think there's a difference there.
Okay.
Like, are like they pushing us to be gay? Or are they just pushing us to be more feminine?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like it meshes together, like pushing us to be gay makes us more, not to say like gay guys can't be masculine, but like they tend to be more feminine, more flamboyant, and I think obviously we hear masculinity these days get like a negative connotation with it. Like we hear about toxic masculinity and like we hear about all these other terms that kind of shows that like, being masculine is like almost as if it's something wrong, whereas it's not wrong. Just like how feminism isn't wrong, like masculinity isn't wrong. But we hear like when a guy is living in his masculine energy, he's being controlling, he's being too dominant, he's being like an asshole and all these things. And I feel like, kind of to reiterate, I think like we see where women empowerment and feminism, where feminism was supposed to be for women empowerment, it's becoming to be more by feminized. It's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like feminism is, instead of it going towards empowering women, is leaning towards more demasculating men or emasculating men.
Yo, but is it really, or is it just like, are we as men feeling more threatened because like women are becoming more empowered? You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good question.
Like, are we really being pushed to be more feminine just because they're becoming more masculine?